Ever hold a beautifully crafted leather wallet or run your hand over a buttery soft leather jacket and just think, how do they make this?
It's almost like magic, right?
Well, get ready to deep dive into a world that's both meticulous and surprisingly human, the world of leather goods hand cutting.
It's true. We're about to unpack how those high-end leather goods you admire are often shaped not by machines, but by skilled artisans
Right.
using techniques that have been honed over generations.
Yeah, you might assume in our age of automation that lasers and robots would have taken over, right?
All right.
But according to these RoleCatcher career guides we've got, hand cutting is essential for a level of precision and quality you just can't fake with a machine.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating is that it's not just one task, it's a whole chain of meticulous steps.
Okay.
A leather goods hand-cutting operator doesn't just make the cut, they're examining the leather for imperfections, laying out patterns with incredible accuracy, we're talking fractions of an inch here, and using specialized cutting dies to shape each piece.
Okay, back up a second. What are cutting dies? This isn't like using giant cookie cutters on leather, is it?
You know, you'd be surprised. Imagine a super sharp, custom-shaped metal blade, kind of like a giant stamp.
Okay.
They use these dies, sometimes with mallets or presses, to punch out the exact shapes needed for things like wallet flaps, bag handles, you name it.
So there's some serious muscle involved too.
Definitely. And it requires a ton of skill to position those dies perfectly.
Yeah.
So the grain of the leather matches up across different pieces. That's something a machine, at least with today's technology, really struggles with.
That's what's blowing my mind a little, that
Yeah.
even with all our fancy gadgets, this human touch is still needed. The source material makes a point of saying this role is stubbornly, and I love this wording, stubbornly and beautifully analog.
It speaks to the value of human artistry, doesn't it? It's that ability to adapt to the unique qualities of each piece of leather, to make those tiny adjustments that ensure the final product looks and feels exceptional.
It makes you appreciate that term handcrafted on a whole other level.
Absolutely. It's about more than just assembling a product. It's about infusing it with a level of craftsmanship and attention to detail that you can literally feel in the finished piece.
So we've got a good grasp on the what of leather goods hand cutting. But what's it like to be the person wielding those cutting dies? That's what I'm really curious about. And luckily, these RoleCatcher excerpts paint a pretty vivid picture of the work environment, both the good and the, shall we say, character building aspects. Let's dig into that, because it's one thing to admire the craft, it's another to understand the day-to-day reality of it. Okay, so we've established that leather goods hand cutting is about way more than just, well, cutting leather. But what's the draw for people who choose this path? Is it a labor of love, a grind, or somewhere in between?
That's a great question. And the RoleCatcher material actually gives us a good feel for the lifestyle,
Yeah.
It's described as highly rewarding, but definitely not for everyone.
Okay, that's giving me tell me more but don't sugarcoat it vibes.
Right. On the plus side, imagine the satisfaction of creating something tangible, something beautiful and lasting, with your own two hands.
I can see that. There's a real sense of pride that comes with craftsmanship, that connection between skill and the finished object.
Exactly. And these guides emphasize that this leads to incredible job satisfaction, like off the charts for leather goods hand-cutting operators. They talk about how the work requires focus, precision, even a bit of like Zen-like concentration, which can be really fulfilling.
Okay, but what about the flip side? The RoleCatcher stuff did mention physical demands, right?
Yeah, it's not all glamorous, that's for sure. Standing for long hours, the repetitive motions, it can take a toll on your body. And the sources are very upfront about that, highlighting the importance of proper ergonomics and self-care.
Makes sense. Even with the right technique, you're using muscles in a specific way, day in and day out. What surprised me in these descriptions was the emphasis on matching components. What does that actually entail, and why is it so crucial for quality?
It's more involved than you might think. Imagine you're making a wallet, right? Each piece, the front, the back, any card slots, needs to be cut not only to the exact size and shape, but also so the grain of the leather aligns.
Grain, like wood has grain.
Precisely. Leather has a natural directionality to its fibers, which affects its appearance and how it ages. A skilled hand cutter can spot those subtle variations and ensure, for example, that the grain on the wallet front flows seamlessly into the grain on the back, creating a visually stunning piece that will wear beautifully over time.
Wow, I had no idea. So it's like a puzzle, but with incredibly high stakes for aesthetics.
Exactly. And that takes us back to why hand cutting is so vital. A machine might cut identical pieces, but only a human eye can truly assess the leather's grain and make those judgment calls to ensure perfect matching.
So even within the precision, there's this element of artistry, of making those tiny choices that elevate the craft. It's not just about following a pattern, it's about understanding the material on a deeper level.
You got it. And the RoleCatcher excerpts actually include a quote from a seasoned hand cutter who said, "It's like reading the leather story and knowing how to cut it so that story unfolds beautifully."
That's such a cool way to put it. And it reminds me, we've talked a lot about the how of this craft, but there's a whole other layer here about career progression. If someone's listening and thinking, this sounds incredible, I want in, where do they even start? All right, so you're hooked on the idea of becoming a leather goods hand cutting operator. Where do you even begin, and what does that path to becoming a master look like?
Well, luckily for anyone intrigued by this career, the RoleCatcher material provides a surprisingly detailed roadmap of the different stages in a hand cutter's journey.
Ooh, a roadmap to leather mastery. Lay it on me.
So picture this. You're just starting out, eager to dive into the world of precision cutting. At entry level, it's all about building those fundamental skills. It's like an apprenticeship in precision learning to identify different types of leather, checking for those all-important imperfections, and mastering the art of positioning patterns with absolute accuracy.
It sounds like a lot of like watch and learn, soaking up knowledge from the seasoned pros.
Exactly. And these RoleCatcher guides even include a sample profile from an entry-level operator.
Oh, cool.
They talk about how they're developing that razor-sharp eye for detail, constantly honing their skills by assisting more experienced operators. It's all about absorbing every bit of wisdom they can about the craft.
Okay, so it's about building that solid foundation, but at what point do you get to like really spread your leather wings? When do you transition from apprentice to, the one doing the teaching?
That's where the junior leather goods hand-cutting operator stage comes in. This is where you see a real leap in independence. They're independently checking leather, making those critical cuts solo, and even conducting quality checks on their own work.
It sounds like they're trusted with more responsibility now. Their skills are really shining through.
You got it. And get this. The junior operator profile in the source material talks about how they're starting to assist in training newer operators too, passing on the knowledge they've gained. It's that beautiful cycle of mentorship within the craft.
It's like they're not just mastering the technical skills, but also stepping into that role of a mentor. It's about preserving and passing on the legacy of the craft.
Precisely. And it's not just about cutting anymore. The junior operator profile mentions collaborating with other departments, like design and production. They're beginning to grasp the bigger picture of how their work contributes to the entire operation.
Their world is expanding beyond the cutting table. That's pretty cool. So they've paid their dues, honed their skills, and now they're ready for the big leagues. What does the senior leather goods hand-cutting operator look like?
At this stage, they've truly hit their stride. They're not just cutting, they're overseeing the entire process for their area, ensuring accuracy, efficiency, the whole 9 yards. They're the go-to experts for those tricky cuts, the ones who can troubleshoot any issue and guide the junior operators.
They've become like the guardians of quality, the problem solvers everyone relies on.
Exactly. And if you look at the responsibilities listed for a senior operator, it's clear they have a hand in shaping best practices too. Collaborating with design teams to optimize cutting methods, conducting quality audits, they're maintaining those sky-high standards.
Wow, they've become the keepers of the craft within their company, ensuring consistency and always striving for improvement. It's like they've reached this level of mastery where their impact goes beyond just their individual work.
You said it. And what's inspiring is that even at this senior level, the drive to learn and evolve doesn't stop.
So where do you go from there? What's left to achieve?
Well, that brings us to the peak of the mountain, the master leather goods hand-cutting operator. This is where mastery meets leadership. It's the ultimate testament to dedication, skill, and innovation.
Okay, paint me a picture. What sets a master hand-cutting operator apart?
They're not just following existing techniques, they're creating new ones. They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible with leather cutting, and they're sharing those advancements with the entire industry.
Wow, so they're not just masters of their craft, they're shaping its future. That's incredible.
And their influence extends beyond just the technical side, too. They're collaborating with design teams on product development, ensuring that new designs are both aesthetically stunning and feasible to produce with the highest quality.
So they're masters of their hands, strategic thinkers, and creative visionaries, all rolled into one. That's amazing.
It is truly remarkable, and it highlights how, in a craft like this, dedication and a constant thirst for knowledge can lead to a career that's both fulfilling and profoundly impactful.
It's been quite a deep dive today. We've explored the intricate skills, the demands, and the incredible artistry behind leather goods hand cutting. But most importantly, we've uncovered the human story at its heart. The passion, the dedication, and the unwavering pursuit of mastery that elevates this craft to an art form.
Well said. And remember, folks, even though we're living in a world increasingly dominated by technology, the human touch, that irreplaceable blend of skill, creativity, and passion, remains essential and deeply valued, especially when it comes to crafting something truly exceptional.
Absolutely. So the next time you hold a beautifully crafted leather good in your hands, take a moment to appreciate the hands that shaped it, the legacy of skill and dedication that went into its creation. Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey into the world of leather goods hand cutting.